Okay, and we're back again. Okay, with our transformation girl number 52. I'm not showing your face. Unless you want me to, I will. Okay.
No.
Okay, so basically he went on like that. He turned 24 and he I want to forget this thing. I must have it. There we go.
It's small.
Yeah, it is little. It has to be worn on the left hand, I can tell you that.
Like, I didn't think it was for a man.
Yeah. So what happened is something went on politically. He does not recall what it was, but he could hear all the thoughts, all the words, all the conversations, everything. Like, he told me stuff that made the hair stand up on my head. Like, he told me that in Hawaii, there is this little house in Hawaii in the middle of a regular neighborhood that you walk into it, and when you walk into the living room, there is like a trap door in the floor, and it goes into this underground area. And I would think, Hawaii, well, that's like, like right on water. Like, how far, can you dig? Like, I doubt people in Hawaii have basements, but who knows? He said it had like a fake, it was like built up higher, so that like a basement or whatever could be put in. And he said when he went in there, he said he is himself in his body, but it wasn't him. That they had, I don't even, you know what, I'm not going to go into, it's so disgusting. I'm just going to say that they had boys and girls from every age. They had to be from every age. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, up to 12. So they had 12 girls and 12 boys. They were chained to walls. Number 12 was right in front of you when you walked in. A 12-year-old boy, a 12-year-old girl. And then they were chained around the wall, and they counted down to 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, like that, to where the ones were right behind the door where you first walked in. And he said there was a reason for that. He knew there was a reason for that because he had checked it out. Like, he had to make sure it was done right. But it wasn't him doing it. You understand?
Yeah.
He was a body.
It's like he's watching
for Satan. Yeah.
life.
He was a body for Satan. And he said Satan did things to each one of these kids starting at the number 12 and went down the road. Like not down the road, but went all the way to age 1. And then he would do it again, each side. Start at number 1, and then on the second round, when he got to number 8, when he got to the 8th, to the 8-year-old girl and the 8-year-old boy, he cut their throat.
Oh my God.
What?
Yes. You didn't read that file?
No.
Why was it
Well,
8?
that's the one I told you to read.
No, I didn't.
And why was it 8 years old?
He doesn't know. Like, the only thing that when I talk to him that I can come up with is, was Judas number 8? Or is 8 the number of infinity for God? Like, I don't really know. He doesn't know either.
It's some
Like, there were
symbolic
things
reason.
that he blocked out in his own mind. Not that he blocked. Now, when I say he blocked them out, it wasn't his mind in operation. It was Satan's mind.
Yeah.
But he believes that Satan shut down Satan's mind so that he did not know the answers to it.
Mm-hmm.
Which he said made no sense because he never intended to give back his body. He never intended to give back his body. But here's what happened. Satan doesn't know everything. He only knows what's spoken. He doesn't know what's inside anyone's head, or he doesn't always know the future of things, which has got to be pretty obvious, because if he did, he wouldn't carry on like he does, knowing what the end really means. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like why would you bother? But now he told me, what he said is the demons are the ones that are misled. He told me Satan is not misled at all. Satan knows exactly what's going to happen. He's just having his fun until he can't. But he misleads the demons. And he said every demon is telepathically connected to each other. He told me that. He says every demon is telepathically connected. Every demon is telepathically connected to Satan. If Satan wanted to go into battle with someone, he telepathically connects with other demons if he wanted to and calls them forth. He said that he had called demons forth to enter in the bodies of every one of those kids that they had chained. And it was for the purpose of simply defiling them in spiritual and physical way. Like that part he knew. But he doesn't always know what's going to happen in the future as far as the little things. The end result of himself, he does know. The demons he has tricked and confused under what's called a veil of Dashad.
I've heard of that.
The veil of Dashad. He said demons are under the veil of Dashad, which means all they know, which normally would be everything because they are fallen angels. They would know everything. But under his command and the veil of Dashad, they only know what he allows them to know, and they don't know that. Like, they don't know they're under a veil. With Satan taking over his body, he knew everything that Satan knew. And Satan didn't care that he knew because there was no intentions of giving his body back, ever. He was going to fully carry out the peace treaty, the suffering, the breaking of the 7-year treaty.
With this man.
Yes, with this man. This is what he was going to do. An unknown person. Like, because everybody always talks about, and they say, oh, well, he's probably going to come from Europe, or he's going to be of Arab descent.
No, he's going to be someone nobody knows.
He's going to be someone nobody ever expected.
Yeah.
Like, ever. But his parents knew. His parents knew. And like out of Rosemary's Baby, he found out who his parents were and how they found out. But not in the beginning. He didn't know in the beginning when he first took over his body.
How did they find out?
How did they find out? Well, his mother and father were married. They were a very loving couple. They didn't practice anything supernatural. They didn't practice magic. They didn't practice anything dark. These people never even played with a Ouija board, okay? Mm-hmm. They were actually from Minnesota, out in the Midwest. Just normal, straight up people. And they were having sex. They were married. It's normal. While they were having sex, his mother, she's into it with the dad and all, and they're married, normal thing. And she looked up, and her husband didn't look like her husband anymore.
Oh, my God.
Her husband he appeared to have a white, pale flesh that looked like one of those wrinkled dogs all over himself.
Oh, my God.
With not a speck of hair. He didn't have a speck of hair on him.
Ew.
He had no eyebrows. He had no eyelashes. He had no color in his lips. And his eyes were even white, but rimmed in black.
She must have.
And she knew that she was sleeping with Satan. Or so she thought. She didn't really know. I mean, there's this creature on top of her that is pale white. Like
You nearly have a heart
yeah,
attack.
it's pale like that white tail, okay? That was the color of it. I didn't get you in there. That was the color of his skin. And every inch of his skin looked like one of them wrinkled dogs. Like, it was all like bunched up and wrinkled. And no hair. He had no hair anywhere. So when this guy had appeared to the guy that gave this to me, he had made his appearance have the dark hair, the white stripe, the blue eyes, very classy, very normal. He made himself look that way. Because in his real view, his earthly view, he looks like, you know what? A grub worm. A grub worm. He had bony, fangy fingers. All of his fingernails were at a point. Oh, we'll be right back.